before you say yes, I do, I think these are very funny, but funny, but very important things that you need to discuss when you are trying to when you're looking at settling down with someone. Yeah.
It's just something as silly as what's the temperature of the room when we're sleeping, So if someone likes the duvet and another person likes a very hot temperature, it becomes an issue, because as a couple, you want to be spending your nights together. Then so how do you solve that issue? That which seems very funny right now, but if you're awake all night and you can't sleep just because you're feeling very hot, or you're feeling very cold, then you know that it is not a joking matter, and then it now becomes, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Yeah.
So it could be very funny, but sometimes it just depends on how matured you both are in handling issues. If you're very matured in handling issues and communicating, you could pass through these issues easily. But if you are not, it could actually cause a lot. I think number one could be, where do we want to stay when we get married? Should we migrate?
Yeah.
Should we remain in the house where we are?
Yeah.
Should you move to your own house? You are the lady, maybe you have a bigger space, and then we start paying the rent. Should you move to the guy's house? Should we get a new apartment?
That was big enough for us.
Are we even migrating? Do we want to travel out of the country or leave? Maybe almost immediately after our wedding, want to move to another country.
That's what we did, right? We decided that after we get married, we're going to move out of the country. So it was very helpful for us in that we did not have to start thinking, about getting a house, furnishing the house, buying curtains, which is
that's in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's.
But I mean, when we came here, we still have to go through that process too. Anyway.
Yeah, in retrospect, but we moved to a furnished house. In a way.
Yeah, partly furnished. Yeah.
So just things like that.
Yeah, so you have to discuss that, so that there won't be issues at the end of the day where you say, let's say you are in Nigeria, you say, I would have actually loved to remain in Ibadan. We didn't discuss this while we were dating, and now you are married, and then the guy just expected that you just move and join him in Lagos, and you say no, I'm in Ibadan, or you have a job and you're thinking business, so these are discussions that they look very simple. You just feel like we can get over it, but if you don't discuss, then you could have some issues also at the end of the day. Another thing could be in the place of, do you want fresh food or food that we refrigerated, you cook and you store?
We had that issue. We had that issue when we got married, but it was not a big of an issue, considering we were both ready to make compromises. I was of the opinion that bulk cooking and just storing and then, but you like at least a bit of freshness in the food.
I do. I'm like, not like I'm totally against bulk, but when you begin to do bulk and it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
there was a time
it's for me, I don't know, I just feel like, but she started explaining to me, and with the temperature, nothing happens to the food is the way it is, you bring it out, it is fresh, I do try, I start adjusting, not like I wanted like every day, but I don't really like the idea of like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month food is being stored in the
I started that thing that I was going to cook bulk egusi, efo and stew, but then when I saw that it was not working, and especially for you don't like maybe 2 days or 3 days or but then for us to just remove something and say, we did it 2 weeks ago. So what I just do now is I have cooked the meal, so we found a compromise. So I would have boiled the meat, boiled the fish, boiled the stew, and then it's just there, and then we buy vegetables fresh from the market. And then, so when I want to do it, I just defrost all of the boiled proteins and the stew, and then add the
other stuff,
all the things, and then so it feels like it's a fresh meal because I am literally preparing it fresh that day, but then it cuts down the prep time for me to like 30 minutes to get food ready. So yeah, I think
so I think find compromise.
Yeah.
What I have to also compromise, and there are sometimes too, I think you do normal full one, but not in quantity that goes beyond like 1 week or something like that. So find what works for you, but these are discussions that you might want to make. Another one is pets. It's very funny, but it can cause a lot of issue. I think you should discuss that, because some people are very emotional about their pets, and stuff. Say, oh, I have a cat, I have a dog, it's my darling. You get that kind of thing. And then
I like dogs.
I don't know. And then the other person did not even like dogs at all. So imagine if you are getting married to that person and you expect that both of you are going to. I think we have had that discussion. I'm not really a big fan of.
So you will not open your mind to.
I think we discussed it. I said, yeah, I could. My mind is a bit open, but maybe the kind of dog, but maybe not now. Maybe later. Yeah, maybe that. But not all those big dog. And I don't know. It doesn't really. I don't just find it interesting. And then for cats too. I don't find it interesting too that I'll be playing with cats. So everybody is different. I'm not saying I'm against pets. Like, it's not that I hate them when I see them outside, But like, for me, it's not just something I grew up with. Your dad reared dogs. Like, is it your dad or your brother? Like, one of them like gets involved with dog breeding business.
We have lots of pets at home.
Compared to me.
For me, the only reason why I'm not like pushing for pets right now is like, even me say I need someone to take care of me. But I like the idea of having a pet that looks like a giant teddy anyways. Yeah.
I think something then another thing is about money. Is your money our money or your money, and should we have a joint account? I think it's a very crucial conversation to have.
You should have that discussion. I don't believe that people should be sharing all of their private parts together and then they can't share something as important as money, because some people will just feel like, oh, my money is my money, or everybody should just hold their own. But I'm like, you are in this marriage, you're supposed to, that part that is supposed to be your strongest part is the place that you should be most vulnerable to. So if you are agreeing to marry someone, then one way that you can show that you're committed to them is to have that discussion about finances. Don't just leave it to the open. Talk about it. What is our goal for our family? How do we create income together? You don't even have to like match all your money together, but there should be a pot of money that is jointly owned by both of you, and both of you are accountable for it.
I think what I'll just to add to what my wife says is that she just told you what works for us, right? We have a joint account, we have individual accounts. Our earnings and a lot goes to the joint account and stuff. But in this video, we won't focus too much on that. Talk about the pros and the cons of that. You do what works for both of you. But what we are saying is that it's a good discussion that you both need to have before you say I do at the end of the day. The next one I think is funny, but sometimes if not talked about, it can cost a lot. Things around should we fart openly when we are together? Or should it be done? Should it be done?
You're not in love if you're not farting together.
Well, that's your ideology. But some people find it very offensive.
Like you?
Well, no, not that. But I don't find it offensive or that.
So what do you find?
Mine is the thing is that if you are releasing the one that is really going to smell, I don't feel that you should show me mercy by excusing yourself a little bit.
You won't know the one that
So I feel, you should be comfortable around, which is okay, but I don't feel there are sometimes that there are some that it happens that at that moment I can even be, I just leave the room because it is thick, it is heavy, and I'm like, no. So I don't know. Yeah,
so
I can't breathe.
you're not saying that when we were cutting that I know used to give.
Yeah, so I used to wonder because we have seen Abi and me, we've hanged out. So I just used to wonder that you've never done this while we are cutting,
Yeah,
but
so
now that we are married.
That's my.
So I was wondering, you used to hold it. Well, anyway, it's a conversation that you actually need
I don't think you need to just bother. Love, that is what love is, my love.
Anyway,
so
a little bit more. I think another thing is the part of social media or private couple. What do we want?
Yeah,
do we want to talk about our life, and then what is the boundaries that needs to be set? Yeah.
Do we want to be discussing? Because for us now, I post a lot more than my husband. But then you're okay with me posting, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what we do, if I was going to share like an important part or detail about my family, I always talk to you that, what do you think? Should we wait a bit before, or can we share it now? And I try not to post in real time, which it works for us. But for some don't even want their pictures out there.
Yeah.
And it might be very trivial, but I think you should talk about it.
Yeah, do talk about it.
If I'd married someone that don't like me posting on social media, it will probably be an issue. And it's a funny thing because you're a couple. You can't say you're going to post yourself alone because I can't say, oh, on holiday I'm going to post myself. The person will still feel exposed because I'm on the trip with you. You're showcasing our trip. So when you become married, your life kind of gets intertwined. And so if the person is just trying to live their low key lives and just not being on social media, if you start posting too much, people would start knowing what is going on in their lives as well. So it's a thing to talk about, especially if both of you are on like a different spectrum, just to know how far you can go, what they are comfortable with, and just have a bit of
conversation. Okay. And then this could also be related is public affection, or you just private. I don't know. For me, I think just balance. That's what I would say. For us, that's what works. But of course, some people go public affection and they go so far that, let's say in public, you can just start holding your wife's breast, and so I just think that is too far in public and stuff. So there should be a balance. That's what we believe, but I think we are just in the middle on that. Not like we're against public affection outside
in public, which we do a lot, but then that's like the high end of what we would do in the public. But then somewhere in Nigeria, I don't think even kissing in public is something you can freely do without being conscious.
So you need to discuss it because of course you might be even dating or trying to marry somebody that might be in Nigeria but might have a level of exposure that is different, or you are dating somebody from another part of the world. The person has this expectation about you and you are not convenient with it. I think you need to have discussions so that you come to a middle ground also on that. I think another one is traditional gender roles or shared roles, like like especially from our part of the world in Africa, this is the wife, this is your duty, you wash the plate, you clean the house, you do this is what you do. The husband, this is what you do. So you need to have those kind of discussions so that am I getting help from you? Can you wash this? Are you okay with washing the plate? Are you okay with cooking the meal? Sometimes like they need to be all of those conversations so that you don't have too many issues at the end of this, because some men are traditional men, and if that is who he is, it might be tough to change him. So you need to discuss.
If that's the kind of person he is, then it might be worth discussing how is that going to work for you. You need to get an housemaid, you need to outsource part of the duties at home. I've always said that depending on the kind of person you're marrying, you can always work with what you have. As a woman, it's not good to like work yourself to death, but if you have someone that is traditional, you just have to ask yourself that, okay, that's why it's good to have that discussion. How do we make it work? And then if someone is traditional, then you expect them to do their duty. Not that he's a traditional husband, but he's expecting you as a wife to now provide with him. If he wants to be traditional, he should be the provider, and then you woman will be the one take. So he's agreeing to 100% take care of you, and then you are agreeing to 100% take care of the house. So that's like the fair.
Anyway, have a conversation. Look at what works for you. If you feel like you are not okay with that, we have had conversation with the person. Please, that's why we said before you do, these are conversations to have, so that those could be potential red lights that will cause a lot of crisis in the home. So the earlier the better that you trash it. And the last one is around, should relatives live with us? That doesn't happen frequently in this part of the world, in the Western world, or that is not too common. But back in Africa, some Asian part of the world also, things like that happen, where if you are married, you say, oh, you are not married, your younger sister should come and stay with you and start helping you out, even almost immediately. So conversations like that needs to be had.
We had that discussion when we were going to get married, and the answer was no, we're not going to do that. Which we if we were in Nigeria would have done it. But then now that we have
it, maybe later, right?
And no, I'm saying if we were in Nigeria, we would have stuck to our plan.
Of course.
But then now that we have a son and we are building a family, it's not like a hard no for us anymore. Considering, but I feel like the earlier stage of your relationship, where you're especially still getting to know each other
more,
trying to even blend your lives together, it is always good to do that in isolation, like, so that you're not influenced by different voices that will be in your head that's telling you, oh, your husband did not do this, oh, your wife did not do this. So when you've grown enough and you feel like, okay, we can, no external influence is going to like scatter this bond, that we have a flow. I don't know, depending. It used to be a hard no for us, but right now it's just like maybe. So I don't know what other people would think about that as well. But I like what we did, which was our plan initially, not to allow external influence in our home. But then now that this is like our 4th year in marriage, we're just like maybe so it's just what works for you.
Just what works for you. That's why we said they are very simple, funny conversations, could look funny, and the other party could be like, why are you bringing this thing up and stuff like that. Looks very trivial and stuff, but there are things you need to discuss, and at least have an idea of what to expect before marriage, so that if you're okay with it, or if you guys need to come to a compromise, So this is Debbie here, and this is Victor. So anyway, so please, thank you for watching today. We hope this video have been useful to you. Please do share. If there are things also that you think, very trivial things you think people should talk about, please leave a comment, or something you both talked about, something you talked about with someone but you couldn't even come to a conclusion, you had to part ways eventually because of that, or something you are both struggling with, and you think that, when people are thinking of getting married, they should have this conversation. Please share it in the comment section, and we'll be more than glad, to also answer any question that is asked. Thank you.
Thank you.